Welcome back, everyone. Are you still there, everyone? Nobody's fainted? Okay. So the article begins with the author's judo accident, I suppose. They were regularly doing judo, and then one terrible day they did something, they heard a terrible popping sound, and their knee was really damaged. Not broken, but they'd done something quite serious, torn something, I guess, and they needed rehabilitation. They had to spend some time on crutches, and it was a bit frustrating because it was around the time when we'd just been released from the COVID quarantine period. So yet again, the poor writer was trapped at home. And she was, I say she, I don't actually know. They were looking around for alternatives. What could I do as part of my rehabilitation? And yoga. The subject of yoga popped up, and they thought, oh, that sounds like a good idea. But they never actually got around to trying the yoga. However, there was a recent yoga-related story, also injury-related story in the news recently. A woman in China was doing yoga at a local dance studio, and she was attempting one of the poses. I think it was called pigeon pose. One leg back, the other leg bent underneath the body, the torso. And she was really kind of struggling to sort of stretch down. I think it's the hips that are getting the main stretch in this pose. And the instructor decided to help her by pressing quite hard on her lower back to push her down into this pose. There was a rather blood-curdling popping sound and a scream as this woman's leg broke under the pressure. I think at first the instructor didn't even realize what they had done. They're like, oh, you're going to be okay. Don't worry. See, you can do it. And no, she really couldn't do it. Her leg was broken. She was rushed to hospital and hopefully is recovering. Fingers crossed, is recovering.
So I'm guessing it's like the upper leg broken.
I can't even imagine.
Causes lifelong.
Oh, yes. So I think this was, it was all caught on camera as well. Someone was filming, so everything is there online. But I would strongly advise not Googling, not searching for it.
Did you?
Yes, and it wasn't a good idea. So maybe leave that alone, unless you've got a real strong stomach, or you're a doctor. Maybe you're ready for that. So the blame mainly lies with the teacher. They shouldn't have attempted to intervene. I think that's not common. I've never seen any of my yoga instructors ever even attempt to push or prod or pull anyone into a position. So not standard practice. Anyway, so after that sobering article, let's get into some questions.
Okay.
And so,
not fully recovered yet, but let's do it.
So the author suggests in the article that maybe they think yoga is not that effective for fitness purposes. But what do you think about this, John?
I'm not sure what they mean. I've never come across too much controversy. I know that yoga is not like a hard, like a strenuous exercise. So you're not going to possibly be a bodybuilder from doing yoga. I know a lot of yoga people do exercise outside of yoga as well. But in general, yoga is good for, I think, balance, maintaining core muscles, and of course, stretching out your muscles for better usage, using them better throughout the day and everything. So in general, I think yoga has a lot of benefits.
Yeah, I think maybe they're referring to the types of yoga courses that are more focused on the meditation aspect and the relaxation. There are some instructors that take it more that route.
I see.
But I think that's not the majority of them.
That's meditation class. That's not using a yogi, I guess.
So, when you did your yoga, did you do it alone at home with a video, or were you in a class?
I was in a class. I was in a class.
Okay, so what do you think are the benefits of taking a class rather than doing it alone at home?
I got to spend more time with my girlfriend. If it were up to me, I would not go to the class. Number one, it's embarrassing to be in front of people doing things like around people. I'm an introvert. Number two, depending on the class, I might be the only male present. It makes it even more uncomfortable. I was thinking of something, never mind.
Discombobulated.
Yeah, that's my mind. But doing it at home, I feel like you get less motivation to try harder. I feel like when you get into the pigeon pose, you don't really know if you're doing it fully correctly because you're looking at a TV, but looking around at other people gives you a better idea. And it also gives you motivation to do better like that person, but it also gives you encouragement that you're doing better than that person. So I feel like there's a lot of benefits for a group class, and I think if I were to do yoga again, I would seek out group. Even though I don't like it that much, I think there's good benefits.
I definitely agree. Yes, motivation is the biggest factor, I think.
Home, like working out, like bodybuilding or weights or running, all fine. You can motivate yourself by feeling your own muscles, but something about yoga, you need other people to kind of measure yourself to.
So, well, as I always say when we're talking about the gym and exercise and so on, it's time for the mind gym. English class is the gym for the mind. So it's time to lift those vocabulary weights in the vocabulary section. Pick them up, put them down. Pick them up, put them down. Work those brain muscles. Be careful for injuries. I believe the mind can get injured too if you push it too hard. So take it easy. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Walker.
Walker.
Hobble.
Hobble.
Workout.
Workout.
Adjunct.
Adjunct.
Mishap.
Mishap.